support, and love shown during this period of the unprecedented novel coronavirus pandemic that is adversely affecting the global socio-economic space. We'll begin with the story that Nigeria's current COVID-19 confirmed cases are 981 with 197 recoveries and 31 deaths. From the analysis, Lagos remains the state with the highest case of 582, followed by FCT Abuja with 133 cases and Kano with 73 cases. Today, we have with us a very special guest to give us an inside story of surviving COVID-19, Mr. Mani Asika. Mani, it's great to have you on the show today.
The pleasure is mine, Taiwo. Good evening.
Good evening. How have you been?
I've been doing very well. It's getting a lot busier by the day as I recover, but it's been very good so far.
Okay, so thank you so much, first of all, for coming out to share your story. I must say you've actually been an encouragement to people, and then you've really given hope, and then we're glad to have you on the show today. First, I'll be asking, how exactly did you come about knowing that you had contacted the virus?
Okay, thanks as well again for the opportunity. So some people suspect that they have coronavirus because they exhibit certain symptoms, shortness of breath, respiratory issues, maybe a headache, and then coughing. For me, it was very different. I was informed at the hospital that I had some symptoms that were not the usual symptoms for COVID-19. So what I had at the time was just diarrhea, and of course this included vomiting, it included a lot of stooling, and some headache and temperature. So these initially were symptoms we thought was malaria, and we treated and got rid of malaria, but this still persisted. These ones still persisted. So the doctor informed me that we needed to check for COVID-19 because diarrhea had become one of the symptoms as well for COVID-19, and it was spot on.
How do you think you contacted the virus?
So, of course, at the time when I contracted COVID-19, close to 80% of the virus was coming from outside the country. I did come from outside the country, but I had been in Nigeria for about almost 4 weeks, and I had exhibited no symptoms. So we pretty much ruled that out. But again, don't forget that at that time, there were no restrictions, so I was still socializing, I was still going to work, I was still going about my normal activities. And again, this is also a point that we would like to make. It is very, very easy to contract the virus. It lives on fabrics, it lives on surfaces. The people you converse with, the saliva that comes out of their mouth, the droplets, are living and active carriers of the virus. So what we did, just to be sure that we didn't leave any stone unturned, was to ensure that every single person who I came in contact with during this period, we did contact tracing. We did everything everyone in my office, everyone in the hospital where I was, because I went to the hospital early. Everyone in my house, my friends, relatives. So we have pretty much covered that, and the NCDC indeed did a very good job doing this.
Let's move over to when you were at the isolation center. You were there for how long?
I was in the isolation center for 10 days.
10 days. Could you just share with us your experience during those 10 days? What exactly was done throughout the process of recovery?
All right. I think first, so there are a couple of talking points. First was the fact that I think the government has done an absolutely splendid job in the ambience and the facilities in the isolation center. And again, this is also a message that we like to pass across. People think that the isolation center is a horrible place, mosquitoes. Far from it. I was pleasantly shocked that we had air conditioning, running water. We had all the facilities and the comforts that we required to get to get better. So it was the first shocker for me was that it was clean, it was conducive, and it was a comfortable place to stay.
Okay.
That's the first thing. Second thing was, again, we had health workers who are absolutely amazing. All the health workers, from the doctors, from the nurses, even to the cleaners, because sometimes we forget the cleaners when we talk about the health workers, because they also are in harm's way when they come into a ward where people are positive. So they also were very, very courteous. They were very, very patient with us. And then the doctors always went out of their way to try to make us comfortable. So the experience for me was absolutely life-changing because it changed my perspective about how I see health workers, how I perceive government in institutions. Maybe this is just a solo case, but I think it's one thing that the government has gotten right. The medication as well, treatment was individualized. Some people had underlying issues. Some people had diabetes. Some people had asthma. Some people had high blood pressure. So the treatment was individualized. The medication regime was also tailored to suit the particular symptoms that you are exhibiting. So what they tried to do was to take care of all of the symptoms, help you, get you to take antiviral drugs to reduce the viral load, so that your immune system could kick in and help fight this disease. Don't forget that there's no cure for this disease. Pretty much your immune system has to fight it, and then what they did was to ensure that they helped the immune system have a fighting chance.
What kind of medications were you put on while at the isolation center?
So again, So just like I mentioned, most people, they try to treat the symptoms. So people had different drugs, all right? So for those who had different drugs. For those who were experiencing headaches, for those who were experiencing, in my case, I was still experiencing diarrhea and vomiting. So I had specific drugs tailored to that. When I had a bit of a headache, I also got drugs to treat that. Everyone was also on vitamin C, clearly. And then we also had the antiviral drug, which the Lagos take over as well, administered just to help reduce the viral load.
If you were to remember one person from that isolation center, who would it be? Manny? Manny, can you hear us?
I can't remember. Now can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Okay,
Should I
yes,
take it
we can
again?
hear you now. Yes, please.
Okay, I said I can't remember just one person.
Okay.
There are a whole lot of people.
Okay.
I can remember. The group, our award was Christian, the Lagos COVID Gang 2020. Were the ones who did the viral video, were the ones who were trying to appreciate the health workers. So everyone was special. We had imams, we had pastors, we had professionals, engineers, and politicians. So a great group that we eventually formed a good bond. And there was, now in terms of the doctors and the nurses, oh my goodness, there was Dr. Seidu, there was Dr. Falana, there was Dr. Henry, there was Nurse Banjo, there was Dr. Disu. So a lot of fantastic people. I feel bad that I'm mentioning some, I'm leaving out some. But these guys were absolutely amazing.
Lying on that bed during those 10 days, what were the things running through your mind?
I really was quite ill because this something I haven't mentioned was that I was in the hospital already for about a week before I was moved to Yaba. So I wasn't eating. I wasn't taking anything solid. I was losing fluids, so I was dehydrated, and so I had to be placed on a drip a week before I got into Yaba. So I got into Yaba really, really ill. I was vomiting every single thing I was eating.
What was the transportation like to Yaba?
No, the hospital gave me and put me in their ambulance. They was
Okay,
busy.
okay, that's fine. Okay.
Yeah. So they took me in an ambulance. Again, I should mention, I always try to mention this. The private hospital that I was in before I got to the isolation center, the doctors were also heroic, all right, because immediately they suspected, and they suspected very early that I could have contracted the virus. They were immediately protecting themselves. They were wearing face masks, they were wearing gloves, they were wearing mini PPEs. I thought they were overdoing it because I felt I didn't have the disease, but it turns out that they were right, and I called the doctors and then they also to take me to IDH. All right, yeah. I can't mention their names because right now I don't think I have gotten any permissions to do that.
So I know death is something many people are scared of. Did you have any scare about death during that time on the bed?
At the very beginning, when they told me you have COVID-19, clearly that played in my mind. I was thinking, is this how it all ends? Would it be Chinese virus that will put an end to one's life? And again, I mentioned this to some of the people I have had a conversation with, that when you have a near-death experience, it helps you put life into perspective. You begin to value the things that are more important in life, and you begin to realize that the people that mean the most to you are your loved ones, are your friends, are your family. And then, so I say to people, when you have the opportunity, call your father, call your mother, call your family, and maintain a beautiful, beautiful relationship, because we are never, ever promised tomorrow. So those were the first thoughts that came into my mind at the time. I had a period of despair. The ride to the IDH, that's the isolation center from the hospital, was quite traumatic because I was alone, and I was alone with my thoughts. But then eventually I accepted it and decided that I think it's important to fight it. I took comfort in the statistics. At the time, the statistics showed that for people who were less than 40, you had a very, very high chance of survival. At that time, the death rate for people less than 40 was 0.2%. And I didn't think I had serious underlying issues. So I braced myself up, picked myself up and said, let's do this. And I had good help, not just from my personal will and determination, but also from the care that I was given and the absolutely amazing bond that we formed with my ward mates in the isolation center.
What was the support like? I mean, what was the relationship between your family and friends during this period?
So what it was that initially, when I realized that I had gotten the virus, I tried to keep the information very close within just a small number of people in my family. I did that because I didn't want people to panic. The people who I told were frightened. I could see it in their eyes. I could hear it in their voices, and I didn't want to panic too many people. So I kept it close. The support I got from the people who knew, absolutely amazing. I got calls, I got follow-ups, I got people checking up on me on a daily basis. And then even after I had recovered, and then I eventually broke the news to my extended family to say, look, this is what I went through. The support has been absolutely amazing. All right. I think the support that one gets from the family is absolutely key to recovery. Yeah. I also got amazing support from the Lagos State I don't know how to call it, psychology team or something, because I had a doctor who worked me almost every other day to find out my mental state, to see that I was okay. And I keep saying that this model is absolutely spot on in Lagos. They've gotten it right. I hope other states are doing the same thing, because there are so many other support structures that help people heal and recover quickly. And I got every single one of those support structures.
Okay, so taking it down a little bit further home, I know you lost your mom about 2 years ago. And sorry about that. We really apologize. Was there any thoughts about that running through your mind while at the bed? At the
hospital? So I didn't think about it so much because, I mean, at the end of the day, it's important I want things positive. But hold on. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, fantastic. I thought I lost you there. Now, it's interesting. I lost my mom 2 years ago, and then I lost her own mom a few months ago. We still haven't even buried her because she's in the mortuary, and the lockdown has affected almost every other thing. Now, this exactly was one of the reasons why I didn't want to make these public to my family whilst I was in the isolation center, because I know people were already making the connection, and they told me as such. You lost your mom, your mom's mom, this is another near-death experience. So people were going hysterical. People were panicking, and then we needed to bring that under control. So at no point after the initial time did I have morbid thoughts. Because I was scared that the condition may deteriorate. Because for a very long time I wasn't eating and I was really very weak and dehydrated. But aside that, I think I was quite positive. And then the activities that we created for ourselves, which was lots of discussions, lots of plannings, lots of interactions, exercising as well, kept us pretty busy through the period.
I must say deeply, I admire your courage and the strength actually to have pulled through this, because you speak a lot about having that positive mindset. And I must say that was probably one of the things that made you pull through the situation, really. Looking at emotional balance and strength during that period, what inspiration did you have? What inspiration just gave you that push to push out of that illness?
So I mean, I am. I come from a very strong spiritual background, so I suppose that background of faith and always having a positive outlook to life was also playing at the back of my mind. A lot of people were calling to offer prayers as well, so I felt very deeply and very strongly that prayers were being offered on my behalf. But also, I also trusted that the doctors were doing what they needed to do. And then I was also looking at the data. So I was going through the entire 360 degrees. I was looking at the fact that we seem to have a control of this treatment and this medication and this and the medication regime in Lagos, in Nigeria, especially because of our success with the Ebola virus. I was looking as well at the fact that prayers were offered on my behalf, and then and then also my background of faith. And then I was also conversing, on a daily basis with people. I was not in isolation, in quotes. It's called an isolation center, but we really were not in isolation, which was also one of the things we tried to pass across when we did that video. We had, I can tell you for free that I now have brothers, I now have fathers, again, I now have uncles and partners coming out of this experience. So it was the entire gamut of support that I had that helped me through this.
You mentioned something about it not really being an isolation center. About how many people were in your ward during your 10 days there?
So at first we started out at the very massive tent. I don't know, some people have seen pictures of this tent. It's a huge, huge tent that I suppose can comfortably take maybe 50, 40 or 50 people, but we were only 16 in that tent at the beginning. Eventually, we were moved to smaller, more comfortable wards where I had 10 people in room, and then the other room had another 6 or 8 people thereabouts. So,
Okay.
so yeah. And it was not just the numbers. You know, I mean, you can have numbers and still be lonely and still be depressed. It's the fact that people were actively looking out for every other person else. So when someone was going through some form of symptom, be that maybe shortness of breath, loss of appetite, loss of smell, anything, everybody rallied around to try to see how they could help. Our provisions and stuff that we brought from our houses became communal property. So it was not my drinks, it was not my toiletries.
It was
It was ours. Everybody had access to it. I mean, it was a beautiful, beautiful bond that we created. And it happened spontaneously and naturally. It wasn't forced. Of the 16 I mentioned has fully recovered in their various stations. Yeah.
Wow. That's really building relationship from pain, wow, great to hear that, Mr. Manning. Also, I'd like to also know, I mean, when people hear coronavirus or hear that someone has it, there's usually, like you mentioned, the fear that you didn't even want your family and friends to know. Was there any stigmatization coming out from the isolation center?
You mean after I left,
yes,
right?
Yes, after you left, after the 10 days.
No, not at all, not at all. I have had nothing but show of. I mean, it's been huge encouragement, show of support from my friends, from my family, from my colleagues, even in the estate where I stay. They know that I tested positive for COVID-19 and I have recovered. And it's been absolute support and encouragement. And then what I find, just to let you know, because not a lot of people have been discharged, 100 and something, like you mentioned.
Yes.
Not everybody is comfortable to come out and talk about and the experiences, or you know, and I can understand. So what it is that when people know or hear that I have recovered and I have beat the disease, they come to ask questions. So everyone is asking, so how did you do it? How did you go through it? What was the experience like? What are the symptoms like? So in a sense, I've become sort of like a COVID-19 consultant. And I see that people are afraid. People are really scared about the disease. People are afraid that they may have got it, and so they want to find out how I was feeling before I was tested and all of that. So it's been, for me, no stigma. And again, I say maybe it's because of the kind of people that I'm surrounded with. But so far, no stigma. And again, I suppose there's also the added advantage that we're all under lockdown. So everyone is in their houses. I'm not going to people's houses. People are not coming to my houses. So but possibly when the lockdown is lifted, you can ask me the question again.
It would be great to have you on the program again anyway. Okay, so let me bring this down to, because there are a lot of issues coming up as COVID-19 is really in the sphere of affairs right now. Looking at finances, what would you say should be people's, will I say, financial behavior after and even during this season?
Financial behavior, so you'll be talking about people who have some funds.
Your personal finances.
Personal finances. It's a bit of a two-sided issue. One, because I know that the majority of Nigerians function in the informal economy, so we have a lot of people who are pretty much living on a day-to-day basis, and this has really impacted them greatly. So for the majority of these people, it will be difficult to talk about how to handle their finances. It's largely about survival. It's largely about food. And for this, I really will implore the government, both federal and state, to really come to the aid of the most vulnerable in society. Now, for those, and this is also very important, because this is the reason why people are still flocking into the streets, are still gathering in herds, and enabling the spread of the disease. I don't know if you've noticed, but the Lagos numbers are tripling, are doubling almost on a daily basis. Tells you that there's community spread and people are not staying at homes, and people are at their house, in their houses, and people are not practicing social distancing. That's one on the one hand. Now, for those who are earning a salary, and a lot of these people as well have their own primary source of income threatened, because if companies are not working, if companies are not making money, clearly at some point they're going to say, maybe we should pay you half of the salary, just so that we don't sack you, or maybe we should stop until after the period. So savings and prudence is key in this period. People obviously should spend only on the essentials, and keep as much as they can until we get through this. I think there's hope in the horizon. A lot of drugs are being tested, inclusive of vaccines. I know that some...
Manny?
Okay. Hope in the horizon. I think... Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right. I'm saying so that there's hope in the horizon. So people should endure. I think that's just a word, because we need to endure. We need to cut down on expenses and manage as much as possible so that we can get through this. I think the first indication of success will be when we flatten the curve, when we are not seeing as much cases on a daily basis. And then when the government begins to gradually reopen the economy, obviously with stringent rules, the Lagos State government is already saying masks are now 100% mandatory. So with these kind of things, and then social distancing, we will eventually get through this. But it's important that the priority be that we stem the tide of the spread. That's the most important thing. And to that, we have a lot of work to do, because a lot of people don't take it seriously. Maybe they should take a trip to some of the isolation centers so that they can get a sense of how dirty this can be.
Manny, if there was one person you wanted to say a word to, I mean, out of all of this period, probably from place of work, that was of great support to you, who would that be? Just one person.
I don't have one person.
There was so much support you got.
I don't have any one person, because I mean, at the end of the day, it will be unfair. A lot of people went out of their way to support me and encourage me. And you're putting me on the spot in the fix, and I plead the fifth on this one.
All right, I really, really wish this conversation would go for a very long while, but we would have to round up now. There has actually been a clamor for government to stop the lockdown because of economic reasons. What would your advice to the government be? Should the lockdown continue, or should it be relaxed or even cancelled totally?
No, I think... and I say this with every sense of responsibility, understanding and knowing that people are going through hell in their homes, especially as regards feeding. I stepped out to go buy fuel a few hours ago, and people were knocking on the glass of my car asking for money to feed. For the first time, I saw a placard where someone saying, "I can't feed my family, I'm really hungry," and all of that. Stuff that you see in movies. So it's real. I think that the government should aggressively expand the palliative measures as much as is possible. I think that is what is the core responsibility of government. Other developed countries are offering financial assistance to the majority of the people who cannot afford to feed themselves and those who are out of work. So I think that the government should do this more aggressively to support people. Again, like I said as well, some time ago in one of the interviews that I had, for a very long time, we've also been our own social safety net. Now, what that means is that those who are privileged traditionally help those who are underprivileged. So it's almost impossible for you to see a Nigerian individual who is doing well, in quote, who doesn't have a a long list of people who he's helping. It's the way we are in our culture, even when we have little. So I think people should also reach out, especially those who are privileged, to help the underprivileged. Now, having said that, I said that to say this: under no circumstances should we be lifting the lockdown measures that are in place. Now, we do need to stem the tide. We do need to flatten the curve. I know for a fact that we do not have the infrastructure to contain an outbreak if this hits us in Lagos. We do not have maybe 2,000, maybe 325 beds in all of Nigeria. We cannot afford an outbreak where we are having 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, God forbid, 100,000 people who are testing positive. This country will literally shut down. And then you will realize that survival sometimes can be more important than food. I mean, if it's a war situation, and you have you're the enemy in the streets, bombarding you with bombs and then shooting, you're not thinking of food at that time. The first thing on your mind is survival. This is even more deadly because it's spreading unnoticed. It has no respect for gender, no respect for age, no respect for religion or political affiliation, no respect for the rich or the poor. It is ravaging the entire world. And God forbid that it becomes, it goes out of control in Nigeria. And that's the reason why we're out here letting people know that this is real. I am someone who, you know, I'm a brother, I'm a friend, I'm a colleague. I have had it. I got it very, very easily. In a lot of, and that's how fast the disease spread. So let's take it seriously. Please self-isolate, please stay at home, do social distancing as much as you can, respect all the protocols that is on the news. If you do have to go out, and this is also very important, please wear a mask and then keep a good distance away from people so that you can keep yourself safe.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mani. Finally, are survivors now immune to the virus?
Everybody's careful about the way we answer that question. I'll tell you what it is theoretically. Theoretically, and this is again the case with other coronaviruses. COVID-19 is one strain of coronavirus. Your body produces antibodies after you recover. Excuse me. And the job of the antibodies is to fight against that disease if it attempts to come back. So theoretically, those who have recovered should have antibodies that will fend off the disease, and it offers them some form of immunity against the disease because the antibodies will recognize the disease and fight it if it tries to attack you again. Now, having said that, nobody knows how long the antibodies last. Nobody knows how strong the antibodies are at this point because of this strain. I mean, because this is a different strain of the coronavirus. So people are, so the testing is going on, the research is going on. And yes, we have, in Lagos State so far, almost no case of people being reinfected. Nonetheless, we still advise that people, even if you have recovered, even if you donated your blood and your antibodies have been used to help people, still maintain the safety protocol and act like you do not have any immunity. I think the only thing that can make you immune to the disease will be a vaccine when it's eventually produced.
Thank you so much, Mani. Finally, what will be your last, will I say, I know I said finally before, what will be your last, will I say, sentence to Lagosians, to people watching this, even to people that are in the isolation centers right now?
Oh, yes, please stay strong, be positive. COVID-19 is not a death sentence. Most people will recover from the disease and survive it. If you think you have symptoms, please don't self-medicate, especially when it's going out of hand. Ensure you call NCDC. The isolation center is really a very comfortable place. But aside even the ambience, you have seasoned professionals, people who are experts in infectious diseases, who will definitely manage the case properly and ensure that your chances of survival are over 99% certain. So please stay positive. we can defeat this disease together. We defeated Ebola,
Yes,
we
we
defeated
can.
so many other diseases that have come our way, and I'm very sure that we can do this. So please stay safe. If you don't have to leave your house, please don't. If you have to, go armed with a hand sanitizer. Please put on your mask, and please observe social distancing. Thank you.
Thank you so much, man. It was great. It was great having you on the show. Thank you so much for sharing all of this. Thank you for being a hope and a light to people and even to myself. Thank you so much. It was great having you on the show, Manny.
Pleasure is mine, Taiwo. Thank you so much.
Yes,
Bye-bye.
thank you. Bye. And that'll be all on this edition for the human angle. I mean, we've heard it all from Manny. Stay safe. Engage in social distancing if you have to leave your house. Wear that face mask, engage in social distancing, use that sanitizer, wash your hands frequently. And if you also have your own experiences or videos you would like to share with us, please send it to programs@polshareng.com or news@polshareng.com. Also join us on our latest updates at 9 p.m. today on WebTV and all our YouTube, Facebook, Periscope channels. Till we come your way next week, Monday, thank you so much for watching, and please do stay safe.